I've said this before, but Kanata no Astra has potential to be a very great anime. All right. This is Ren from Genical Novels, and we're going to be talking about Kanata no Astra episode 3 today, right after the beat. All right, so welcome back. This episode follows the adventures of this nine children who are trapped in space who have to come to terms with the possibility that there's a traitor amongst them. Okay, so the episode opens up with Kanata and Kanata basically going through a mini elimination process through everyone, trying to figure out who is most likely to be the traitor. Who caught the communications device in their flying in their spaceship, and who's trying to get them all killed. And it's funny because when he's going through all of them, he finds out that everyone has a trait that makes them both suspicious and definitely not the person who can be. In my eyes, the most suspicious people are either what's his name, Luca, the fine kid, the little kid who looks like Sakura, or Yunhua. All right. There's also the right now. Animals also teased us a bit on Uger, but I think that's too obvious to be he's too obvious right now because he's basically the obvious choice right now. But let me dial it back to the beginning of the episode so we can talk about how we got to this conclusion. All right. So in the beginning, after Kanata tries to figure out who it is and fails, he goes to the bridge with he goes to the bridge with the other crew. They're talking, everyone's talking, and then Funi, who is Kuteri's little sister, the little blonde girl, she basically talks about how they're all talking about their life stories, their past, and she talks about how she was adopted from the orphanage just days after she got there, and then she talks about how the puppet was also talked about by the guy who came to negotiate her release, and something interesting happened because she says this. And then through that, the people know that there's something off here, okay? They couldn't have said B5, because that means B5 eliminate us all, okay? It's not eliminate as the little girl thought, it was eliminate, okay? They wanted them to kill everyone. And she's like, and after they figure this out, after then decides that, okay, he has to tell the truth. Now this is where I am not sure if this was the right call or not, because him telling everyone that he knows there's a traitor amongst them, one, it sows mistrust in the crew as a whole, because not everyone doesn't trust anyone, and they're no closer to find out who the traitor is. That's one. And two, it alerts the traitor to knowing that they are aware that there is a traitor amongst them, okay? And now what this does is it can make the traitor more desperate to eliminate them as soon as possible. But then again, there's also the other side of it, which is, is it the right thing to do to let people know when there's something to panic about? I mean, that's the decision governments make every day. How terrible of a threat does it have to be before you alert the public that there's this thing amongst them? Like, do you just tell the public when there's a possible terrorist attack, or do you only alert them when there's literally no solution to the terrorist attack, and that's when you not alert them to it? So, because the people panic when they're given terrible news, terrible possible life-ending news. They panic, and that is a normal human reaction. And most leaders have to tackle, that problem. And one thing I like about Kanata is that he's resolved. Okay, once he made up his mind to tell the crew, he just went ahead, he said everything, and he spoke with them openly. And I appreciate that. I'm really liking Kanata as a leader in this anime, okay, because he's showing beautiful leadership qualities. He's not perfect. He has moments where he too kind of loses hope. But throughout, once it's time for when people need direction, Kanata is there giving clear directions, what to do, where to do it, how to do it, and that's what a leader should be. And I'm appreciating this anime's depiction of a leader. I love when animes show very great leaders and not leaders who people just follow because they are cool or they are the best or something like that. A leader should be able to um, direct the troops to where they should go. That's why I believe, like in One Piece, I believe Luffy is the spiritual backbone of the pirate of the Straw Hat Pirates, but I believe Zoro is their true leader. All right, because I believe Zoro is the one who can delegate stuff to people when something's about to go down. Than Zoro or Nami, right? But Luffy is more like the spiritual leader. He's more like the person they all look up to. They all, he inspires them to be better people. But I don't believe he's much of a leader. Okay, you get what I mean? The difference between a leader and and someone who you believe in. Okay, I believe Luffy is the type of person you believe in, while Zoro is the type of person that leads. So Kanata in this case is a leader, and I just love that, right? So moving on, we learn later during the discussion. After he tells everyone that there's a traitor amongst us, we learn that we learn that the traitor is most likely someone who's about to perpetrate a suicide attack. Okay, they're ready to kill themselves to end every other person there, because this attack, like example, if they didn't know there was a ship in space and the ship wasn't ready for, because the ship wasn't ready for long distance travel at first, they had to get that ready. So if they didn't know all this, then most likely whoever wanted to do this attack was ready for a suicide. They're ready to kill themselves and everyone among them. Okay, so the kids are now like, oh shit. So that means this if there's such a person amongst us, then this is even worse, because this person was ready to do anything. All they have to do is disable the ship, and we're all dead. And in doing all of this, Uger, they decide that whoever is doing this has to be among the school, because we learned that Arius was transferred. The little girl was adopted into a family that goes to that same school. So it has to be someone who is high up in the school. So that's when we learn from Uger that his dad is a vice principal, and it's very likely that his dad and him have a very strange relationship. And he doesn't doubt that his father would want to kill him, to get rid of him. So there's that possibility there. So now we're learning that there's a big web of adults who are planning this whole thing. Why they're doing it, we don't know yet. I don't know why I want to kill a bunch of kids. None of these kids are really changing the world or anything. So I'm not sure why. Maybe somebody came from the future and this kid did something incredibly great in the future. I'm just spitballing it, because that's the only reason I can think of to kill off a bunch of kids in one sitting. Okay, maybe they pose a threat or something later on in the future, right? So we'll see that. We'll see if that's the case later on. I don't know. I've not read them. I'm purposely not reading the manga because I don't want to spoil it for myself. So after they talk about the suicide attack, immediately afterwards, a vent explodes. A water vent explodes. And air starts leaking out to the outside. Okay, so at first they are scared that it's gonna be an attack from the person amongst them. But luckily they find out it was just a meteorite attack. And what happened was the shield deflectors were off. I think because they were preparing to land or something. That's why the shield deflectors were off. And so they all work together, and this is where Kanata's delegation comes in, because he just slams in. He keeps telling everyone what to do. They use a glue gun to glue up the holes. Then they later find out that the generator, the main gravity control is down, and they have to find a way to fix that. And Kanata just keeps belting out orders to everyone, like just going go, do this, you do this, you do that. And it's just beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna play a clip right just about now, so you can see what I'm talking about. Just right here. Yeah, and if you what you saw there was just it's a how do I put it now? It's the best example of what a leader should be. All right, because when you're scared and you're in a high tension situation. Okay. A leader's voice in your ear can be the difference between you surviving and you making a fatal error and getting yourself killed. Okay, so again, like I said, Kanata as a leader is just it's basically the theme for this episode. Okay, he's just showing Kanata being a strong leader. All right, and later when we go to the gravity room, everyone gets their gets their stuff, all right, gets the gravity, the cables connected and everything. But just before the gravity control can spring up, next thing we know, a bird starts flying about, and they ask, how did I get in here? And this is why I suspect Luca. I might be wrong, but I think Luca is a biology person amongst them. He's the one that's good at biology, I think. And he's most likely, I think he's the most likely person to have had that bird thing with him on the spaceship. And most likely when he saw the opportunity that if I let this bird go, no one will know it's me, and to prevent this gravity stuff from and then to explode. Now I might be wrong, okay, but I'm just saying, to me so far Luca looks like the most suspect. And the reason why I'm saying that is there's also Yunhua who is so sad and gloomy, but it's too easy a target. Okay, it's too easy a target for anyone to be like, for I don't believe it's her. Okay, then the next possibility is Uger, and the reason why Uger is the most suspicious person so far is because when they get to take down the bird, he has to use a gun, glue gun, Lucas glue gun, to shoot down the bird. Right, so it shoots down the bird. It kind of glues on the bird falls, and then everyone goes there, and then the gravity control works, and they're safe. Like you said, everybody lives. Yay, woohoo, all that. But here's the thing. Uger talks about how he never thought he'd have to use this skill. He's a self-taught shooter. He never thought he had to use this skill to shoot down a bird. I'm pretty sure he thought he used it on a human, probably his dad. And at the end of the episode, it cuts to Uger going to his room, and we see this storage box which he brought up from the storage room earlier. And in the box is a gun, an actual real gun, which has apparently been outlawed in this universe for many years now. So I'm like, okay, so it's one or two things. Either he found the gun while he was scrounging through the storage room for stuff to survive by himself, and now he's keeping it, for future use, because like I said, he's a marksman. He knows that he should use guns. Or that gun was planted beforehand. The gun was planted beforehand. It means he's definitely the bad guy. Okay, he's definitely. But then that brings the question: if he is the person, why did he bother using the glue gun to shoot down the flying creature? Okay, why bother saving their lives at that point? He could just let everyone die. He had reached the perfect point. All right, so that's why I suspect Uger. But again, the reason why I don't think he's the one is it's just too obvious a target. All right, it's too obvious. Okay, him being the bad guy. By the third episode revealing him to us, I don't think so. I think it's so obvious. My money's on Luca. Yunhua had some iffy moments, like the moment when the rocks hit the vent and everything exploded. She was the only one who didn't put on her helmet, to prevent, so that she could actually breathe, in the amount of air. And and when someone asked for a bag, she didn't, she suddenly couldn't use her thrusters correctly. But earlier she was able to thrust her way to the ship. So it's like, what? But that can be attributed to her having low confidence. And we saw a flashback of her mom talking down on her, which kind of sets up her hating her life so much that she wants to commit suicide. She doesn't mind killing everyone along with her. But again, like I said, too easy a target. For some reason, when I see people who just paint definitely the evil one, I just feel like it can't be them for some reason. I don't know. So that's my thought on this. But all in all, it's a very good episode. We had great character moments for most characters. We had Kanata being the badass leader he's supposed to be, a very good leader. We had moment. This mystery has, they fleshed out the mystery now. They've brought in the teachers, which, by the way, I saw a mile away because the opener spoiled that for me. So that's one thing I hate about openers these days. The moment I saw in the opening, credits, the opening songs, I saw many adults. I was like, okay, they're either gonna meet people on another planet or it's gonna be people from the school. So that spoiled it for me, but it's alright. apart from that, yeah, it was a very good episode. I loved it. I hope you love it too. If you enjoyed it, remember to share with your friends. You know, tell your friends to go watch it. My recommendation for this anime is watch it every week. Don't let anyone spoil it for you, because I think this anime is gonna hinge a lot on the mysteries. You know, so it's a mystery that's gonna keep you watching. If someone spoils the mystery for you, I don't think it's gonna be as interesting anymore. So yeah, go watch this anime every week. Don't miss a single one. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to support the channel. My links are in the description below. This is Ren from Janako Novels, signing out.